In this video, we will be learning how to write your own function. But before we actually learn how to do it, let's understand where we would actually create a function. So whenever you are actually copy pasting lot of time, the same number of codes you are copy pasting again and again, then it's a time to create your own function. And why you would actually create a function? Because it's easier to use, and not only easier to use, it's easier to understand as well, and it actually removes a lot of your deduplication work. So that's why we create a function. Now, as I said, the structure of function is as you know that you have to name your function, like we saw mean, standard deviation, append, range, some kind of meaningful name you have to do. So suppose if you are saying that I want to create a function which would actually give me anything you pass me, I will give you triple. So I will multiply it with 3 and I will return the value. So the meaningful name is triple. And how to write that? So suppose you are starting with this is my name, then you are writing the function. How many arguments you have? You have one argument which is x, and then now you have to create that body in the function, that you are saying that whatever you take as your input, which is x, multiply it with 3 and then return it. So now this function is being created, and now if you pass 6 in your triple function, you would get 80. So we will be actually looking the same demo in R as well. Let me walk you through. This is what I was saying. So this is your function. Now how many arguments you want to do? So this is only with one argument, and next we will be creating which has 2 arguments. And suppose this is pretty easy, that whatever you get as x, you multiply it with 3 and then you return that value. So I have stored it in y first and then return it with y. So let me select the whole thing and store it. Now triple is a function. Now if you pass 3 in triple, you would get 3 cross 3, which is 9. Similarly, if you pass 7, you would get 21. So this is pretty easy, first example. Now in the second example, we will be creating a new function called MathMagic, which takes actually 2 arguments. One is a, one another is b, and what it pass. So whatever you give, so a multiply b plus a by b. That's how it works. So suppose this is the formula, and we have created MathMagic. And now if you pass a is equal to 2, b is equal to 1, as you can see, you are getting 4 as a result. 2 cross 1, 2, 2 by 1, 2. So 2 plus 2, again 4. Now somehow you forget that passing the second value, which is for b, then you would get a error. And remember, instead of this, you could have written in this way also, like you can say that a is equal to 2 and b is equal to 1. You can do that as well, which is by name, but since the position is also same, that's why it's working. But as I said, if you forget to give the second value, then you would get a error. That's why whenever you are creating your function, try to give a meaningful default value as well. So what I am doing, so I am passing a default value b equal to 1. Now the same result, the same set of code, but I have now said that default value of b would be 1. Now if I pass 2 and 1, I would get the same result. And now even if I forget to pass value of b, I would still get a result. So earlier, if you remember, the same for the same result we are getting an error. For the same result we are getting an error earlier, but now we are getting a result because it automatically takes the default value as 1. So that's how you can actually create your own function. Now this is pretty simple example, but wherever you would be actually doing a lot of data manipulation, I mean there are a lot of columns lot of columns or lot of attributes are there, and you want to do a similar kind of operation on each of those attributes, then instead of doing and writing the code again and again, what you can do, you can simply create a function which can actually take care each of those column one by one, and that's how you can reduce the number of code. Now that is the end of R programming, and now we'll be slowly learning about R data structure. So whenever I was saying that this is about a vector, we are storing in a vector. Now in the next class you would be learning, instead of vector you can actually create an array, you can create a matrix, you can create a data frame, and lot of other things. For each of those data structure, they have lot of feature, and that's why we use lot of those data structure.